Today's video, I'm going to show you how to use Zapier to get your lead notifications super fast. If you are a Keller Williams agent using KW Command, this video is for you, although anybody can use Zapier for many purposes. I'm Lori Ballen, and I have a real estate team here serving Las Vegas, Henderson, and North Las Vegas, Nevada. And of course, Lori Ballen team would always appreciate your referrals here in Vegas. All right, so one, you're going to need the professional version or above of Zapier to use what I'm about to show you. There's a free version and there's a $20 version, and you can find those by clicking on the pricing, scroll down, and click See All Features. The reason why we need the professional to do what I'm about to show you, although there are some cool workarounds that I can show you that are cheap, that are on the free or starter version, but the professional version, the reason why we want this one for sure is if we're using it for lead notifications, the zaps run every 5 minutes. If you have a free version or a starter version, they run every 15 minutes. So if you get a Facebook lead ad and you're being notified 15 minutes later, that's not going to do you a whole lot of good. So for this specific video with Zapier, we're going to need the professional version or above. Now I'm already using it, so it's not an additional $50 for me, so it's fine. For some of you, you may want to wait and use some other strategies. But if you're running Facebook lead ads in Command and you're noticing you're not getting your lead alerts right away, this could be a bridge for you just until our lead alerts are up to speed. Okay, so it might just be something you're using temporarily for a month or two, and then you can get rid of it if you're not using Zaps for a bunch of other things like I am. Zaps is an if this, then that kind of formula. If this happens, then do this. So there's so much automation you can set up with Zapier. Okay, all right, so we've got our version. Now we're going to go up here and make a zap. So once you get yourself all set up, make a zap. Now, what we're going to do today is we want to be alerted if we get Facebook lead ads. And there's going to be lots of ways you can set up your alerts depending on how your team works. So if you want to get an email, do you want to get a text? Do you want it to go to a spreadsheet? Do you want it to drop into your other CRM and that CRM notifies you? So there's lots of different ways that you can do that. Now you have to be careful here. If you have followed my instructions and set up a PySync, meaning you have a syncing between your CRM, so you have if I get a new lead, then funnel this to the CRM, and then you set up a zap. If I get a new zap, then dump it in here. You need to make sure you have your duplication settings set up so you're not getting the lead twice. Okay, then you'll see that when you set up your sync. That do you want a duplication process set up where if it's the same email, it does not get imported again. Okay, that's the only key to that, and that's done in PySync. All right, on to our trigger. So zaps work by triggers. So what is going to trigger this zap? Well, we're running Facebook ads. So a Facebook lead ad is going to trigger this zap. Okay, so if a new lead, then. So if a new Facebook lead, then. That's what we're setting up, okay? So save and continue. Now, the first time you use Zap, it's going to ask you to link your Facebook account. So you're going to go ahead and click those buttons, follow the instructions, and you're going to connect your Facebook account. So I'm going to click Test, Success, mine's already active. We're going to click Save and Continue. All right, now what page is running your Facebook ads? So in my case, in Command over here, I'm running a Facebook ad, okay? And I've already run it, and now it's running under Lori Ballen team, okay? It's on hold right now. It takes 24 hours. So what page do I want it to go to? I want it to go to Lori Ballen team Las Vegas, okay? What form do I want to use? I want to use the form that's running already on Facebook. So that's going to be 5845 Swan Point Place. If you don't see that yet, give that a little bit of time to process through Command first, and then it will show up here. In some cases, you might even have to wait until you get your first lead for it to show up, and then you set this up. That's fine as long as you remember to do that. Now we're going to click continue. So this, a lot of people have made videos on how to set up if any Facebook lead, then notify me. Well, I'm showing you specifically how if it comes in from a specific form, you can do certain things with it, because maybe you're running you have a team like I do, and if I get any leads on Swan Point, that's David's listing, I want them to go to David. Or if I get any leads on Rosemont, I want them to go to Krista. So this is going to help with some of that if this then that. It's also going to allow me to set up some custom tags in my CRM because I do it this way. So the drawback is with being this specific is every time I run a Facebook ad, I need to go set up a new Zap, but it's very simple to copy and change. So for me, I would rather have the specifics. For some of you, you'd rather just have one alert that just goes to you because you're not doing a bunch of things. And then you don't have to choose the specific form. You can just choose default any form. So if any lead from Facebook lead ads comes in, then alert me, okay? In my case, we're going to be very specific and we're going to say Swan Point. Continue. Okay, now we're going to pull in samples and it'll pull in like a dummy lead if there isn't one. Continue. Okay, your Zap currently lacks an action step. Add one here. So I'm moving fast and this may seem a little geeky, but all you have to do is follow the instructions. Zapier makes it very specific. Here's what you need to do next. Okay, choose an action. So our trigger was our if. Our trigger was Facebook. If Facebook lead ad, so that was our trigger. Now we need an action. This is our then step. If Facebook lead ad, then action. So we want to be notified, okay? So in this particular case, we're going to choose email. But let's just say you've set up Twilio and you want to get a text alert. Look at this. If Twilio, then call a number and say a message. So you could have this call David and say, hey, David, you have a new lead, blah, blah, blah. Or you can send an SMS text. So let's go ahead and do this one all the way through. So if this lead comes in that I wanted to send a text to David, okay, so SMS, let's save and continue. Now you've got to connect your Twilio account. Okay, so I have a Twilio account I've already set up, but we need to get our account SID. So log into Twilio account and find the credentials. Once you log in, you're just going to go up to your account and you'll probably see this right here in the dashboard. This is the SID number that we need. So go ahead and copy that. Go back over to Zapier. Now, mine is already open in a little window here, so let me just grab it. Okay, paste in your SID. Authorization token found directly below the SID. So go back over to Twilio and find your authorization token, paste there, go back over to Zapier and paste that in. Once you have this set up, now you're going to have the text ability. Now keep in mind that texts do have a fee. So I believe, I don't want to be misquoted, but I believe it's a 3 cent. 3 cents is it? I don't know. I've heard 3 cents and 7 cents. I need to pull up the pricing a little bit more in detail. So you're going to need to keep some money in your account if you're going to do the text alerts. Okay. So to Twilio, save and continue. All right. Now, who's it going to be from? So it's going to be from me at my Twilio number. Okay. Now, enter up to 11 characters and spaces. So this is going to be the sender ID. So enter up to 11 characters. That's optional. We're not going to do that one. Oh, well, we could put Lori Ballen. To the number. I want this to go to David. So let me just grab David's info here. All right. I'm going to send this to David's cell phone. All right. Now what message we want to send? I'm going to put new lead. And then I'm going to put the person's first name their last name. So see, these are just placeholders, and they will auto-populate once there's data in there. So new lead, I'm going to put new lead on Swan Point from Facebook ad. First name, last name, then I want to put an email, and I want to put a phone number. Okay, and then I'm going to click continue. Okay, send sample test. I'm going to skip the test right now because I don't want it to send a fake lead to David right now. I'm going to wait until a real lead comes in, and then I'll check with him to see if he got the text. So I'm going to skip the test just for right now, and then I'm going to click finish, and I'm going to title this, and then we're going to go on to how to do the email one. So name your Zap. Swan Point lead to David. Your Zap is on. I spelled that wrong. That's okay. Swan Point. There we go. To David. Okay. Zap is on. Now, this is going to be super easy to copy. If I want to go back to my Zaps now, and I'm going to go ahead and let's just say I now want to run another ad on for another listing, and I want it to go to David. Then I'm going to just go find my Zaps, and I'm going to find that Swan Point one. See it right here, Instant Swan Point Facebook ad. Actually, that was a dummy. Let me do the next one. Okay, right here. Swan Point lead to David. That's the text. In fact, I should change that Swan Point text lead to David, because we're going to do an email now. And now all I have to do to copy that is just go right here and click copy. Now, next time, all I have to do is change the one field, which is the form of the lead ad, whichever ad it's coming in on, and then the little placeholder that says Swan Point, I'm just going to change that to say Rosemont or whatever. That way I don't have to go dig up that phone number every time. Super easy to copy. Personally, I like these specifics better. Now let's go to do an email one exactly the same way. We're going to go to make a Zap. If Facebook lead ad, save and continue. Choose the account again. Choose the page again. We're going to do Swan Point, and this is going to be the email this time. And I'm doing the email for several reasons, because I can copy that to several people. There's no charge. I can have that then import into my CRM. Maybe I want my virtual assistant to get it and do something with it. There's lots of reasons to do that. So I'm going to click continue. Okay, Zap lacks a step. Click that. Now, what's the trigger? Remember what's the action? What's the then? So if Facebook ad, then email. Now watch this. Email. You could do Gmail or you can do email by Zapier. So send an outbound email. All right, here we go. Who's it going to go to? I want it to go to me. And I want it to go to David. So let me go back and grab David's email again. Okay, and I want it to go to David. There's also a CC down at the bottom where you can include who it goes to. The subject is going to be, actually, I'm just going to copy it to David because I don't want him to be in the reply to. All right, so down here in the CC, I'm going to have it go to David. Okay. Now, the subject line is going to be new Facebook ad lead from. Now I go here and I'm going to choose, or I can just type in from Swan Point. So new Facebook ad lead, or I can just put new lead. I can put whatever I want in here, new lead, and then I'm going to put Swan Point. So I know which ad it's, which ad the lead is coming from. Now the body. So this is what I want to actually go to David. So I'm going to put first name. I'm going to put a field in here so that my form looks a little bit cleaner. Email, phone, time. Okay, so now first name, grab here. First name goes there. Last name goes there. Email goes there. Remember, once you set this up once, you just copy it after that, and you won't have to do this each time. Email goes there. Person's phone number goes here. And the time the lead registered goes here. No attachment from name. Lori Ballen. Reply to. It's just going to come back to me. And then click continue. Okay, now you can send the test to the email. So that will go to me and it will go to David. Now David's going to get the test too. Click finish. Name the Zap. So this one is now Facebook lead add to David. And I'm going to call this one Swan Point. Turn it on. Activating the Zap bots. Go back to your email. Refresh. There's your new lead. So see how that comes in? New lead, Swan Point to Lauren David. First name, test. Second name, test. Email, phone. This is perfection. They'll get the email. So now I set up a text and I set up an email so that if a lead comes in, speed to lead, at least that Zap's running every 5 minutes. I may not get it that second, but it's a way to get that notification. You can do the same thing if you want to create a Zap and send those leads to a spreadsheet. You can send those leads to your task management project software that you're using. There's all kinds of things you can do from this point, but this is how we're going to get to that speed to lead.